Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is yet another new playlist. It will be spittoons. And as you just saw, the first thing I will be covering is Mudjug. I am not a big rah guy with Mudjug. Obviously, with 50 some subscribers, I have not been offered any sponsorships, and I hope that I never am. However, although I find a lot of silliness surrounding the company, I do think they are the best tool for the job at the moment anyway. So I'm just going to do a quick overview of their product line, basically. It involves three different types of spittoon. All right. The first one is the original Mudjug. Okay. This is their classic. It is actually incredibly well designed. I mean, a team of engineers couldn't really come up with something that's as good as this. So what you have is two pieces, okay? You have the base and you have the funnel, okay? The newer Mudjugs, unlike the old ones, have a push tab. If you can see that right there, all right? So to open one of these up for cleaning and emptying, take it both by the hand, put your thumbs under that tab, and pop it, all right? All right. This rim halfway down the funnel, right there, locks into right here, all right? So after that, you have a bowl-like base and that. All right. And then it's sealed again up here on the upper rim. Inside, it is always black at the bottom due to it being weighted. This will self-correct itself. Okay, it is weighted. Cleaning. I like using lighter colored ones so I can see inside them the difference, okay? In the Hunter Orange, it is very obvious, even with the black bottom, what needs to be cleaned in there, all right? Cleaning points are around the weighted black bottom, and there is a seam halfway up on the inside, all right? So this is the classic Mudjug. Perfect design. Drawback is it's not very discreet, okay? And also, you can't put it in your pocket, okay? You have to be holding this thing, basically, or sitting it on a table or whatnot. This was the first jugs that they came out with. After that, and one I use very little of because I actually do not drive, is the roadie. This is a roadie. The whole idea of this is that it can be put in a vehicle's cup holder. Now, I very rarely use this because, as I said, I don't drive, number one. And number two, if I am driving with someone, I am not putting my spitter in the center console next to them. Okay? Most people I drive with will not be using smokeless tobacco products themselves. So, again, it has a tab. Okay? You pop. Now, this funnel, to the astute observer, doesn't look quite right, and that is because I did actually alter the funnel. The funnels on these come to a point, they come down about maybe another 1/2 inch, and they're very thin. And I found it to clog up. So I actually, this may be sacrilege to some, I actually hacksawed the bottom, the bottom half inch off this, all right? Inside, this is not weighted, but the whole purpose of this is to be sitting in a cup holder anyway. So there is no weight at the bottom, and with a lighter model, it's very easy to see in there. Very easy, all right? No seam on the inside, no seam around a weight at the bottom. This one's pretty easy to clean out, okay? As I said, I don't use the roadie much. I've probably actually ever used this maybe 3 or 4 times. The newest addition, okay? The newest addition to Mudjug is the Mudjug Stealth. Oh, that looks like a flask. That's because basically it is a flask. It's a plastic copy of a flask, all right? Now, this operates like people that use soda bottles and whatnot. You're actually making contact with this, all right? Since you are blowing down, it does not clog up like the roadie. The roadie can't make actual contact with it, so that's why that was clogging up. This thing is about as thin at the bottom as the roadie's was, but since you're actually putting like air pressure down on it, they tend not to clog. If they do clog or are clogging, also the funnel screw on, screw off. You screw it a turn. Remember, you do this though, but you screw it one full way around, and that will let air out, and it's easier to blow down on, if you get what I'm saying. The drawback to this is the cleaning, because this is all one piece here, okay? That is the hole you're working with, all right? You want a light model so you can get it under light and see what needs to be done in there. That brings me to cleaning these, okay? Obviously, hot water is a must, okay? I clean mine out with hot water every time they fill up, all right? I don't just empty and then put the funnel back on or you know, whatever, and go about my business. I rinse them out with extremely hot water every time. With this, sometimes that does not get the job done. So here's the secret. Here's the secret to cleaning out a plastic spittoon. You ready for this? Get ready. Hydrogen peroxide. I know, mind-blowing, isn't it? Anything residue that's left, tobacco, after byproduct, whatever, in the spittoon, if you pour this is especially important with the stealths. If you pour this into the stealth, a shot, maybe 2. I mean, hydrogen peroxide is usually very cheap. You can pick it up at any drugstore. Most supermarkets have it. It'll be in Walmart, and we're not talking about like some hard-to-find product here. This bottle probably cost me somewhere around $1.70, $1.79. Ounce or 2 in the stealth. I'll use this as the example because the hydrogen peroxide really comes in handy when cleaning this out. I don't use hydrogen peroxide every time, but every 3 or 4 times I will. 1 or 2 ounces in. Usually I have this loosened and I actually pour the peroxide down the funnel. All right. And then you shake it up. Okay. And you shake it 30 seconds and dump it. Anything that the hot water hasn't gotten, the hydrogen peroxide will basically dismantle and eat and take apart, and it'll go out. And then you can rinse it out, or you can just, it's hydrogen peroxide. You don't even really need to rinse it out with water afterwards. So that's how I do it. And I will use that on the regular too. Hydrogen peroxide is fairly safe. The weighted bottom of a classic is sort of a rubbery material. So originally I thought when I first got one of these, I don't know how many years ago, I was like, rubbing alcohol. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Rubbing alcohol might be a little bit too corrosive for the rubber lining of that weight. So I use hydrogen peroxide. It seems to work very well. On these, when you're done cleaning them out, no matter what you do drying wise, dry this and the rim and between this lip and the big lip. Dry that out. It'll be easier going back on. You don't want water stuck in there. It'll be harder to get back on, and once you get it on, the water, because it throws off the airspace in there, it'll act like a suction. It'll be harder to get off next time. So, Mudjug has a lot of other stuff. They have t-shirts, they have dip can lids. I'm not walking around in a Spittoon t-shirt. I mean, I wear t-shirts during the summer when I'm working, but, you know, I don't feel the need to put it out there like that. Maybe it's just me. Dip can lids, I mean, it's just for guys so they can easily do the one can open thing and be like, oh, look. Oh. Yeah, you know what? All right, dude. Good. Metal's in the mail. There you are. Anyway, their main line of products, though, are quality American-made products. Probably the only worthwhile thing I can think of that's coming out of communist California at the moment. You know, but these are them. It is the classic, the stealth, and the roadie. I don't get the ones with, you know, decals all over it. They chip, number one. I'm pretty sure they use a hydro dip for that. You know, I'm not collecting these things for, you know, the really bad designs that, you know, it's just, I have a bunch of regular ones. I have this, Hunter Orange. The one I usually use in videos is the limited release tactical tan that they had in Boot Barnes. This actually came when Boot Barn goofed up the first order and sent me the roadie instead. I have the OD green, and I do have one designed one. It is the spitball one with the baseballs all over it. In between the Mudjug, it came chipped. You know, it's just, I have a bunch of them so I can have them in different spots and whatnot, but I'm not going to start collecting them for, like, you know, zombie designs or whatever else they think up of. I understand why they do it. They're trying to get people to buy more. I get it. Not for me, though. Anyway, I don't know how many will be in this playlist, Spittoons, but at some point I am getting a couple brass ones. I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but I did want to cover this because these, although I don't like all the nonsense that goes around that company with the YouTube channels and some of the personalities there and the goofy graphics and whatnot, these are quality products that serve a purpose and are probably the best made new items in plastic. Okay? Anything else is coming out of China, and yeah, we're not even going to go there. So this has been just an overview of Mudjug Spittoons. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy, and do take care of yourselves. I will see you soon. God bless.